Hello and welcome to the Vaults of Terra. My name is Ed and today we're going to be continuing with our Horus Heresy videos with a quick look at the war within the Webway. Now this was a conflict that occurred within the human-made Webway that was constructed by the Emperor using the Golden Throne in the Emperor's laboratories beneath the Imperial Palace. For context, following the Eleanor Crusade, the Emperor handed the reins of the Great Crusade to Horus, naming him the Emperor's Warmaster. This was in order to pursue other projects beyond the battlefield now the Astartes project was complete and his sons had been recovered, taking command of their respective legions. The Emperor's most major concern was warp travel. Humanity had to brave the perils of the warp to travel anywhere in the new Imperium, and this reliance had led to the Age of Strife and a downfall of human civilization. His armies used it now, but the Emperor knew its true dangers, of the demons and the chaos gods who preyed on those who travelled through the warp, exploiting other races' need to use this method of travel to feed their existence. However, the Emperor knew of an alternative. He had found and studied ancient portals created by the Old Ones and later the Eldar that led to a transgalactic network of safe tunnels through the warp known as the Webway. It had been damaged and many of the portals lost, then abandoned by the Eldar after the great fall of the Eldar, apart from the Dark Eldar who live inside the Webway but did not control the Webway itself. Now the Emperor knew that if he could access the network and even grow his own tunnels, as their construction was almost organic rather than mechanical, then humanity would have a safe and effective means of faster than light travel, avoiding direct entry into the warp. Returning to Earth and constructing his Golden Throne, the Emperor unlocked many of the secrets of the Webway and began to grow a short section of it, attempting to link this new tunnel to the existing network. He kept all of this a secret to humanity at large, apart from his custodes and the Sisters of Silence, who assisted by watching over the tunnel's creation for any signs of a warp breach. The tunnel's growth was going well, but the Emperor had to retain the utmost secrecy for fear the Chaos Gods would learn of this construction and attack his new Webway. For any breach in its walls could let the raw evil of chaos flow directly back to his lab on Terra, and potentially doom humanity's home to destruction or possession by demons from the warp. Unfortunately, the time the Emperor had spent away from Horus had begun to fuel the Warmaster's doubts about his own worthiness for the position, and led indirectly to his corruption by Chaos. Learning of Horus's corruption, Magnus the Red, Primarch of the Thousand Suns Legion and a powerful Psyker, attempted to contact the Emperor directly with his powers. This was in disobedience to the Emperor's ruling that the use of psychic powers by any other than an astropath and certain others was banned. Magnus, along with everyone else, was unaware that this was to protect the Emperor's secret construction on Terra. The usage of powers, especially to contact Terra, would be blocked by the wards the Emperor had set to protect the walls of his construction in the warp. Magnus, in using his powers to contact Earth, discovered these wards and the walls of the Webway, preventing his contact with the Emperor. Not knowing what this barrier was, he used his immense psychic power, combined with the possible assistance of the Chaos God Tzeentch, to shatter the wards and breach the walls of the Webway. This allowed his astral form to appear at the mouth of the Webway portal connected to the palace. When he appeared before the Emperor, he saw that his breach had caused a massive backlash of psychic power on Terra. Thousands of people had died, and the machinery the Emperor had been using to construct the Webway was irreparably damaged. The Emperor regarded his son, who had suddenly appeared and caused this damage for a moment, then Magnus fled, fearing his father's wrath at whatever damage had been done, and returning to his mortal body on the planet of Prospero many light years away. The Emperor, not knowing why his son had betrayed him and defied his orders, sent Primarch Leman Russ and the Space Wolves Legion after Magnus, wanting him returned to Terra for questioning. This would lead to the burning of Prospero as mentioned in my previous video. However, for the Emperor now this was a secondary concern compared to the disaster both he and Terra now faced. The portal to the Webway was locked open and damaged, and demons were flooding the other side. Dispatching the Custodes and the Sisters of Silence to hold the line and battle the demons that were now pouring through the breach and into the damaged Webway portal, the Emperor had to attempt to use the damaged Golden Throne to seal the breach and repair the portal itself. The Emperor's psychic might, which far outweighed any human and potentially every other physical being in the galaxy, was sorely tested by this task, and for the first time in the memory of any who knew him, the Emperor appeared to be visibly strained by this task. It It required his whole attention to keep the portal even stable, and so even when the Horus Heresy broke out and the whole of the Imperium went to war with itself, the Emperor was prevented from intervening directly, which may have been the Chaos God's overall plan, although we will never know for sure. Only Malcador interacted regularly with the Emperor in this period, knowing enough to keep the majority of the Imperium from knowing the Emperor's plight, while serving as the Emperor's voice to the Loyalists in this dark time. The war within the Webway became a very repetitive event for the Imperial forces who knew about it and fought in it. The Custodes established numerous blockades within the Webway tunnels along with the Sisters. They used these to defend the workers from the Mechanicum who were attempting to seal the warp rifts and fix the Webway portal from the inside, whilst preventing more demons from appearing. This was a major task, as the tunnels went from the size of pedestrian corridors to vast caverns big enough to swallow starships. The Custodes and the Sisters did not just defend, however, using their blockades to launch lightning-quick counterattacks against the demonic hordes, keeping them distracted and low in numbers. However, the demons were near infinite, and the constant assaults broke through the Imperial defence on several occasions, wreaking havoc and slaughtering the workers who were struggling to repair the Webway damage. The demons even made it as far as the portal to the Golden Throne several times, forcing the Imperial forces to retreat and defend the portal even closer, leaving their lines exposed as they struggled to re-establish their defences later. As the war continued, corrupt Space Marines from the traitor legions joined the demonic hordes, bringing Chaos Titans from the Dark Mechanicum and a variety of other war machines to inflict on the Custodes of the Sisters. Even with their own weapons and armour, the Custodes and the Sisters struggled to push back this enemy, which included everything from minor to greater demons, and included horrors such as bloodthirsters of Khorne. Embattled by this horde, the Custodes and the Sisters grimly held on, knowing should they fail, then all of Terra and even the Emperor himself could be destroyed by chaos. They endured for what could have been years, right up to the Siege of Terra, when Horus's heretical fleet besieged the planet and the Imperial Palace. Thankfully, the last of the repairs on the Imperial Webway portal had been completed shortly before Horus arrived. With the portal stabilised, the Emperor himself was able to enter the Webway, creating a golden star made from his own psychic energy. This pushed the demonic horde back enough to let the Imperials retreat. Returning to the throne, the Emperor used it to seal the portal closed. It will remain closed, in its repaired state, so long as someone of sufficient psychic might powered it. With Magnus gone, only the Emperor had the true power to keep it closed indefinitely, whilst a solution to closing the portal forever was concocted, and it would remain his prison until they did so. Any other Psyker trying to use the throne, even a powerful Psyker, would be killed, their power drained by its mighty machinery over a course of a few hours. At the height of the siege, when the fate of Terra hung in the balance, the Emperor had to leave the Golden Throne to confront Horus, leaving Malcador, his most powerful Psyker and friend, on the Golden Throne. This battle gravely wounded the Emperor, and only the machinery attached to the Golden Throne would be able to keep him alive and allow him to keep the portal closed at the same time. With Malcador reduced to dust, keeping the portal closed only for a few hours, the Emperor was interred on this throne, his badly damaged body and mind holding onto a shred of life, using the power of the Golden Throne's life support machinery alongside his own psychic might. The Emperor's incalculable power has kept the portal closed for over 10,000 years. Even now, he continues his task of keeping the portal closed and preventing humanity's homeworld from being consumed by chaos. However, now there is a possibility that the throne is failing after 10,000 years of constant operation, and what this could mean for humanity is unknown. So that's everything I have to mention on the war in the Webway. I hope you found it instructional. If there are any comments you'd like to make, leave it in the comment section below or send me a personal message. For all those who were hoping to see the Dark Heresy game, I apologise that last week was cancelled. It will be coming up again this week on the 24th, so please come along and see us actually play then. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time on the Vaults of Terra.